Hello YouTubers, this video that I'm making today is for a Motorola Triumph from Virgin Mobile. This is my personal phone, notorious for very bad battery life, and what I did to it to improve the battery. Now first of all, I want to say that I've tried those resetting the battery stats on the phone, which is absolutely useless. It does not do anything. The battery stats.bin file, all it does, it keeps a record of where the battery has been used, but it does not improve the battery life on the phone whatsoever. So if you've tried this before and you try to make it work, it was completely useless. So you're wasting your time. It will not help with anything. As far as the phone, what I did is, as you can see, no major changes to the phone, except that I did the 2.3 update on it, which is fully functional with the camera and the Bluetooth. Yes, you could put 4.0, which is ice cream, but I think it has major problems with some devices that don't work on it. So this is the most functional ROM that you could find for this phone. Anyway, as far as the phone goes, what I did is I took the back plate out, and I have put two batteries into the phone. So this phone is actually running on two batteries. As you can see, they're like linked together over there. A couple of wires that just connect the batteries together. I got them glued together with super glue. So right now I have two identical batteries into the phone, and when inserted, basically I doubled the battery power on this phone. Now I have a very good, let's say 16 hours, even 20 hours out of this phone battery life. One thing that I cannot do, and it's driving me nuts, and I've tried to look everywhere, is this phone has the operating system is written, or I'm not sure, I was not able to find it, what is causing it, but the operating system is written to keep the stats on the battery. So even the battery is going to 0% and this phone is actually turning off, if you take the battery out and you put it back in without charging it, it will literally reset that file somehow, and the phone gets another 50% out of battery. And then if I take the battery again once it reaches 0% and resets itself, and I put the battery back in, it gets an additional 25%, and then I take the battery out again and it gets 12%, and I take the battery out and get 6%. Anyway, the truth of the matter is that I cannot make the phone actually recognize the full battery, so it was not designed for a double battery. This is a 3200 milliamps right now, the battery, because it's hooked up in parallel. But no, I am not able to make this phone recognize the battery. But if I'm, I don't know, traveling and I need more battery life, all I have to do is, once I'm at 0%, take the battery out, put the battery back in, and that solves the problem. And no, as much as I tried, resetting the battery stats and all that stuff did not make a difference. I did a lot of research online, and nobody was able to tell me what can I do as far as that goes. Anyway, I have this neat program over here, which is a battery widget, and it shows me where the battery has been used. And just to give you an example, one of these days I did a test, and this is what happened. So the battery went to approximately 30%. I took the battery out and it automatically jumped to 80%, and then it dropped again. This is without actually charging the battery. It's a very interesting feature now, because the battery is double. So if anybody knows how to fix this, how to get the full battery power out of this phone without making him shut down with 0%, I would really appreciate it. Even though the phone goes to 0%, it's not 0%. As soon as I take the battery out and I put it back in, it runs again for another 6, 7, 8 hours. I know there's more juice in this battery, just for somehow the operating system, it just doesn't understand that there is a bigger battery in it, and I think it's written for a smaller battery, and there is really nothing that I can do about it. The only thing that I could do is just take the battery out of it. That being said, obviously I can't put the back plate back into the phone, so that is definitely a little bit of a problem. What I was able to do, though, I was able to get a normal case for the phone and cut a hole in it, and right now I could slide my phone into the casing and then slide the casing on the back, and this will basically put the phone back into the like a more usable state. It's protected, and the battery is sticking out on the back. not very thick, just maybe a quarter of an inch thicker than a normal phone would be. The battery is pretty safe, secured in here, stays in pretty good. It doesn't block the camera, it doesn't affect the functionality of the phone whatsoever, except it gives you more power. The only problem that I have is I was thinking actually getting something to cover the actual battery over here, maybe glue something to the case. I just never really found anything that will fit on top of this battery. So that's a future project. I'm actually using this phone as it is right now for about 3 months, and never really had any problems. Maybe a small downside of this, because obviously this is not engineered by Motorola. This is just a, you know, like a jimmy rigged battery on top of a battery. But one thing that I've noticed since I put that battery in, the phone is not capable of reading the battery temperature properly. So it says that it's overheating. If it reaches over 46 degrees Celsius, it's not charging, so you just have to let it cool off a little bit. Usually it stays around 42, 43. That's the temperature the battery stays while you're using it. But if you have a heavy load application, the battery life will definitely, the battery temperature will show that it's actually going down. Now I've checked the battery with a temperature gauge, and no, it's not overheating. It's just the fact that there's so much battery behind the phone. Somehow there's a chip that is reading this stuff, and there is bad information traveling into the phone. Maybe there are like 2 temperature sensors in each battery, and it adds them up together and makes it up to 43 Celsius. There's no way this is 43 Celsius right now. You will feel it will be very warm, but it's not. It's as cold as the room is right now. Otherwise, the phone works great. Now I finally have the power to do all the things that I want to do. I have my GPS sensor enabled, Bluetooth enabled. I have vibration, I have motion, I have the screen at the highest, brightest that you could get it, and the battery is lasting very nice. I don't have any major problems with the battery. I could take pictures when the phone is, when the phone is at let's say 0%, I could still take pictures. Like 1%, I could still take pictures. Before, the flash was shutting down the phone anywhere under 20%, so that made a huge difference. This is actually a perfect example of how the battery spikes. So as you can see, the battery was drained because I was talking on the phone, and all of a sudden when I took the battery out, you could see over here in the corner, it just jumped right up there, and then it's starting to drain again. So when I took the battery out and put the battery back in, somehow the phone realized there is more juice in the battery than it was estimating, and it gave me more juice without actually charging it. It's just what I showed you the video. When I took the battery out and put it back in, that's all that happened. So would I recommend you to do this? It's not gonna be maybe the best way of doing it. It's just the only way that I knew how to do it. I have more power in my pocket when I need it. I could go to work, come home after 8 hours, still have 50% battery, which before I was getting nothing. And I don't have to turn off my services. I don't have to turn off services that I don't use or don't need. I don't have to be careful about what kind of an email system I'm using. I don't have to be careful what kind of programs I have running in the background. This makes the phone very usable. I don't have to be conscious as far as the phone turning off. So it's a quick fix for a fairly good phone, cheap to maintain. I'm paying only $25 a month for this thing, so definitely it's a good deal to have. My coworker actually has a HTC phone, like a brand new one, and the battery that comes stock with that phone, he gets about 2 days out of it. So obviously this phone will not even get close to it, but for the money that you pay for it, because this is like what, $150 phone compared to like $600 for his, and this definitely is a better choice. So yeah, that's my invention, my Jimmy rigging a Motorola Triumph and doubling the battery life, literally doubling the battery life. Thank you for watching.